My name is Emily. 28 years old. A working housewife who got married to a man 3 years older, 4 years ago. We didn't have children yet, but I thought we were living happily in an ordinary way. But it seems I was the only one who thought that. Everyone, can I have a moment? It's a bit difficult to say, but there's something I need to tell you all. It was January 4th of a certain year. It was when my husband and I went to visit his parents. Until just a moment ago, my husband, who had been eating and drinking, suddenly turned serious and began like this. What's with all the formality? What's going on? Do you have something to consult about? It's not so much a consultation, but something I've decided on my own. Decided? Like you're going to change jobs for something? No, it's not that. I want you to not be shocked. Actually, I have only 3 months left to live. What? What do you mean, 3 months left to live? Explain it so I can understand. Everyone present was naturally astonished at my husband's sudden confession. However, I was the only one who knew his secret. For several months now, my husband had been cheating on me with a younger woman. Just when I thought he was going to say something about that, he came out with this terminal illness announcement. He continued, Lately, I've been feeling sick quite often, so I took some time off work and went to the hospital. That's when they discovered a progressive disease, and I was given a terminal prognosis on the spot. That's terrible! How far has it progressed? Isn't there some way to save you? No, they say the younger you are, the faster this disease progresses. It seems I, in my early 30s, am already quite advanced. There's no hope for recovery. Why didn't you tell me something so important right away? Emily, you didn't know about our son's illness? Yes, this is the first I'm hearing of it. I didn't tell Emily. Why? You're a married couple, aren't you? It's bad enough that we're hearing this for the first time, but for your wife Emily to not know. I didn't tell her because I thought she would worry. Right now, Emily is in the middle of an important project at work. Being the kind-hearted person she is, if I told her about my illness, she might step down from the project. That's why I couldn't say anything. Then why bring it up now? At that point, my husband took out a piece of paper from his bag. It was a completed divorce form. Emily, I want you to divorce me. Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. I only have 3 months to live. I want you to forget about me and be happy. Being married to you for 4 years, and meeting you 5 years ago, have been the happiest moments of my life. That's why I want you to divorce me. A divorce, just like that. Are you really okay with this? I've already decided. Can't you go to the hospital now and get admitted? Maybe if you go to a different hospital, they could find a way to treat you. That's right, go to another hospital and look for a treatment method. Even if you're told you have 3 months, it's too early to give up. You don't really want to divorce Emily, do you? When you got married, you told us you never wanted to be apart from her. My parents-in-law were right. My husband was head over heels in love with me. When I accepted his proposal, I was so embarrassed by his overwhelming joy. But him presenting the divorce papers meant just that. To my father's words, my husband. Of course not. I don't want a divorce. He said so, but in the end, he probably wants to leave me for his mistress. But I've already decided. Even if you divorce her, what are you planning to do? I'm not planning to rely on anyone, given I have only 3 months left. I've rented a small apartment somewhere. That's where I intend to spend my last days alone. Why would you do such a thing? When we're born and when we pass on to the next world, in the end, we're alone. I can't be a burden to those who have their own lives to live, whether it's my wife or my parents. So, Mom and Dad, please leave me be. When the time comes, I'm sure you'll hear about it, but until then, I want to be alone. Oh my! What? Mom, Dad, I really appreciate that you care. But this is my fate. It was meant to be this way from the start. Don't say such things, please. The parents-in-law, unable to change their son's mind, began to cry. I didn't want to say this today, but I thought it would be better sooner than later. I know I'm being selfish, but I want to prepare for my departure from this world in 3 months. I want to go around and say goodbye to everyone who has been kind to me. So please grant me this last selfish wish. My husband, moved to tears by his parents' tears, pleaded with them. Emily, I'm really sorry, this must have shocked you. Yeah. To bring this up now. I'm a failure as a husband, and the one thing I regret is not being able to do anything for you. It would have been nice if we had kids, but it seems I won't be able to fulfill that either. It's okay, you don't have to say that. Thank you, Emily. You really are kind. From the day we met until now, you've always supported me through everything. It's really hard to part this way, but for your sake, I've made my decision. I'll take this divorce form to the office once you've filled it out, and that will be our goodbye. The mood changed abruptly with the husband's confession. A gloomy atmosphere enveloped the in-laws' home. But my next words would escalate things into an unbelievable drama. Okay. I'll sign the divorce papers right away, and you can submit them tomorrow. In the somber air, my cold response enraged my in-laws. Hey, Emily! What kind of attitude is that? Your husband just got a terminal diagnosis. Yeah! Don't you have any comforting words? I then told my in-laws. Well, I'd react like this because the whole 3 months to live thing is a lie. What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind after hearing the terminal diagnosis? The 3 months to live is about your mistress, right? That's it, isn't it? Mistress? What in the world are you talking about? As my in-laws were shocked by my words, my husband's face turned pale. What are you saying, Emily? I don't have a mistress. The terminal diagnosis is really mine. My husband was clearly shaken. Oh, is that so? Yes. You're accusing me with only 3 months left of cheating. I thought you wanted to divorce me to marry your mistress who has 3 months to live. But if you did that, you'd look like the bad guy, so you made up the story about having only 3 months to live and planned to sneak away. What? You must be kidding. Stop joking around. Then show me the medical report. If you've been given a terminal diagnosis, it should be written there. I didn't get any medical report. What? Why not? You'd need it for insurance and stuff. Why didn't you get it? Well, medical reports aren't free. It would only be about $50 at most. Normally, you'd get a medical report if you've been given a terminal diagnosis, right? Not having one means you didn't even go to the hospital, doesn't it? That's not true. I really have only 3 months left. Then let's all go to the hospital right now. Maybe the hospital is closed today. Huh? I think they're open. Let's all go and hear the details. Why? There's no need to hear more details? I haven't heard anything officially from the doctor about your illness, and as your wife, I need to know, right? There's no need for you to know. I just told you I have a terminal diagnosis, isn't that enough? If that's the case, then there's no problem in asking another doctor, right? If you're still hiding it to spare us worry, but since you're the one who brought up the terminal diagnosis. Well, that's... Which clinic did you go to? Or did they refer you to a bigger hospital? Maybe that big hospital over there. No, You can't even name the hospital where you were diagnosed. It's not like that. You're looking pale, aren't you? It's because of the illness. The illness? You were just wolfing down Mom's cooking and guzzling the wine Dad shared. Can someone with a progressive disease and only 3 months to live really do that? Well, Did you really get a terminal diagnosis? Dad, you doubt me too. I don't want to doubt my own son, but after hearing what Emily said, it does make sense. Mom too. If you want us to believe you, why don't you show us? Come on, hurry up. My husband, cornered, finally let his shoulders slump and started telling the truth. Yes, it's true. The terminal diagnosis wasn't for me. It's about the girl I'm seeing. Are you kidding me? You were really cheating? It's not cheating. This is true love. What? Since when? I met her a year and a half ago, through social media. She was always troubled about something, and my desire to help her grew. Then we started meeting in person, and things progressed. But about half a year ago, she started getting sick more often. And recently, she was diagnosed with a progressive disease and told she had only 3 months to live. Why would you tell such a lie? I lied for the reasons Emily said. I didn't want to be the bad guy. Saying, I have a girlfriend with only 3 months to live, so please divorce me. You and Dad wouldn't have forgiven that. But still, I had no choice. I have to be with her. Her parents died when she was in college, and she has no one else to rely on. I want to be with her, even if it's just for these 3 months. I want to support her. Emily has her own job and can live on her own. She's strong, and unlike my girlfriend, she has parents, siblings, and good health. Emily will be okay without me, but my girlfriend won't. My husband, realizing everything was out in the open, spoke his mind. It was tough hearing him say that so clearly, knowing about his feelings for his girlfriend. And my in-laws, finding out their son was indeed cheating, reacted. Do you even realize what you're saying, what you've done? Cheating. I can't believe it. And to lie so blatantly about it. No matter what anyone says, I won't change my mind. I'm divorcing Emily and remarrying her. I'm going to support her for these 3 months. It seems my husband is determined to divorce me. Fine, if you say so, let's get divorced. But I'll be taking a fair amount for alimony. Be prepared for that. So, I agreed to the divorce. We both signed the divorce papers he had prepared. The next day, we went to the office together, and that marked the end of our 4-year marriage. I can't believe it's come to this. How do I even apologize to Emily? I never thought he was cheating. Ever since he was in high school, we always told him that cheating tears apart the other person's heart. Both your mom and I had been cheated on by previous partners and suffered. So we always hoped he wouldn't become that kind of person, but in the end this happened. Maybe we went wrong in raising him. It's not your fault. His cheating isn't because of you two. It's entirely his responsibility. And I didn't agree to the divorce because I forgave him. Huh? Actually, there's still a secret he doesn't know about. Depending on his reaction, I might have told him right there, but after such a terrible lie, I thought he needed a bit of a wake-up call. What kind of secret? I can't talk about it right now, but you'll find out soon enough. 2 months later. Just as I had expected, my ex-husband contacted me. Sounding quite frantic. Something terrible has happened. We were fooled by that woman. Suddenly calling me, what are you talking about? We were fooled. That woman, she lied about having only 3 months to live. What? What do you mean? After divorcing Emily, I immediately contacted her. I told her we could be together now that I was divorced. We spent a good 2 months together. But when it came down to the last month. What? You want to be alone? I've been thinking, for the last month, I want to go to different places alone. Why go alone? We can go together. There's no need to be alone. You've been so good to me, being with a woman who has no one else in her last moments, but I want to face my end alone. My last selfish request. Can't you grant me that? That's just... Please. She told him she wanted to break up, right as she supposedly had only 1 month left. At first, he wanted to stay with her until the end, but he respected her wish to be alone and backed off. However, curious about the fate of this woman with no relatives, he secretly went to her house. And then, Why am I hearing a man's voice from her house? From an open window, he heard the cheerful voices of a man and a woman. Peeking in cautiously, he saw her laughing with a man he didn't know. Who is that guy? Listening in on their conversation, he heard something shocking. So what happened to that guy in the end? Which guy? You know, the one who kept giving you money, that guy. Oh, you mean Gary? Gary? Who's that? He's a good mark who brings money. That's awful. So what happened to Gary? Did you dump him for good? Of course, I broke it off. But when I told him I had only 3 months to live, he took it seriously. Even divorced his wife to be with me. Wow, that's crazy. And then he starts talking about staying together till the end. After putting up with him for 2 months. The 3 months to live thing was a lie, right? Obviously. If I really had 3 months to live, I wouldn't be here. What? Anyway, with the money I got from Gary, let's have our wedding soon. My parents are really looking forward to our wedding with you, Tommy. A garden wedding, right? Tommy? You remembered. Of course I did. You always talked about wanting that. I love you, Tommy. Me too. Hearing this conversation, my ex-husband was furious. He stormed into her house. And then what happened? It turned into a fight between me, her, and her lover. But she... Stop! Don't hurt him. You're protecting him? Of course. He's my boyfriend. You're her boyfriend. I'm sorry for deceiving you. But please don't hurt him. He said he was protecting his lover, not me. At that moment, I completely lost any feelings I had for her. After trusting her so much, to think she was cheating. And even the part about having no relatives was a lie. She's the worst. We were deceived by her. And? So what? So what? If she hadn't tricked me, we wouldn't have divorced. Let's start over again. What? My parents liked Emily, right? And these past 2 months, I realized I still love Emily. What are you talking about? I was such a fool to fall for that woman. But don't worry. I swear I'll never make Emily sad again. No matter who comes along, I won't leave Emily's side again. Even if she tells me to go, I won't. So Emily, come back to me. Let's start over. Let's show that woman who lied about having only 3 months to live how strong our bond is. My ex-husband was playing the victim, completely ignoring his own actions. He sounded like a child crying about being treated unfairly. So I told him what he kept insisting on. What? You didn't know that her 3 months to live was a lie? I thought you already knew. Huh? I didn't know. Emily, did you know? I knew. I knew she had a real boyfriend and that she only saw you as an easy mark. Why would you know that? Why? It was obvious when I looked into you. I'm surprised you didn't realize it sooner. Looked into me? What do you mean? Obviously, I had you investigated for cheating. When I noticed something was off with you, I hired a detective. They reported that she had a real boyfriend. Whether she had a boyfriend or not didn't really matter to me, but seeing you being fooled by a young woman, I honestly thought you deserved it. They had been dating long before you, you know? You really didn't know? I said I didn't know. Why do you keep saying things like you're provoking me? I'm not provoking you. If it sounds like that, maybe it's because it's true. What? You cared so much for her and got deceived. What did you say? Did you also not know this? Those two were living together, even while you were dating. In that apartment where you overheard their conversation. Living together? The investigators saw a man coming and going from that apartment multiple times. He would take out the trash in the morning and come back with groceries. He seems like a better husband than you, who never did anything even though you both worked. That's just... You knew where she lived, but did she ever let you into her apartment? Well... Never, right? She probably made some excuse like her room was messy or her parents told her not to bring men home, and you never once entered her apartment? How did you? I thought as much. It's ridiculous. You were so infatuated with a woman who wouldn't even let you into her house. Are you stupid? Stupid? Well, yes. There's no other way to describe it. And now, knowing she had a real boyfriend, you contact your ex-wife, whom you left for her. It's so pathetic it's almost funny. Then my ex-husband got even angrier at my words. Funny? There's nothing funny or amusing about this. Why didn't you tell me if you knew about it? If you had told me, none of this would have happened. We wouldn't have needed to divorce. I wouldn't have had to lie to my parents. Why should I have to tell you? Huh? Why do I have to go to such lengths for you, who cheated on me and even lied about divorcing me? Well, because we were married. Even if you're cheating, if you know the other person is dangerous, you should tell them. If I were in your shoes, I would have told you. By not telling me, you're just a cold-hearted, emotionless woman. Being called a cold-hearted, emotionless woman is fine by me. It's good that I divorced such a woman, right? Why are you complaining now? Besides, even if you hadn't given it to me, I had my own divorce papers ready to sign. You were prepared for a divorce, you mean, from the beginning? Of course. I was ready to divorce as soon as I sensed another woman in your life. The moment I felt something was off with you, I was set on it. That's why I paid a lot to hire a detective to investigate your actions. I was hoping it was all a mistake, but it turned out you were guilty. Then, right at the start of the new year, you presented me with divorce papers and said those things. Do you understand how I felt? Emily, I'm really sorry. I never considered how you felt. I had no idea you were going through so much pain. But from now on, I'll definitely. Just so you know, I have no intention of getting back together with you. Why not? There's nothing left between us anymore. There's no need to live apart. Her being out of the picture is irrelevant. I'm saying I've lost all affection for you. What disappeared between us isn't just her, it's my love for you too. What? You even had the nerve to contact me about getting back together. What were you thinking, being able to do something like this? That's not fair to say, is it? Why are you only speaking so harshly? You didn't talk like this when we got married, did you? So, how do you want me to talk? Like I'm speaking to a baby? Oh, you went through so much. That must have been hard. Poor thing, poor thing. Are you kidding me? You're the one who's been kidding, right? When will you realize you've been doing something stupid? Fine, forget it. I was stupid to contact you. You'll regret not accepting my offer to get back together. Okay, I got it. Take care. After that, my ex-husband, probably infuriated by my words, hung up. I immediately changed my phone number to ensure he couldn't contact me again. A few weeks later, I heard he tried to claim alimony from her. I was deceived. She lied about being ill and took my money. But his wish was not granted. She only mentioned feeling unwell, and he supported her voluntarily. There was no evidence she demanded money by lying. Such a ridiculous story. It was judged that she mentioned having only 3 months to live not for money, but to break up with him as he had become too serious. She must have felt triumphant. But she didn't get away with it either. Because, naturally, I also sent a legal notice to her, just like I did to him. However, she was surprised to receive that. Why should I receive it? I did nothing wrong. But her excuses didn't work. I still wonder why she was so confident in saying she had nothing to do with it. After that, I didn't hear much about him. But rumors say he lost everything, quit his job, and led a miserable life, repaying debts through day labor. Unable to endure such life, he quickly turned to his parents, returning home. I'm back. Sorry for the trouble. I'll make it up to you, so can I stay here for a while? To be honest, I have no money. I was kicked out of my apartment. I haven't eaten anything recently. Can you help me? His parents always helped him, no matter what the situation was. He expected his parents to help him. But this time, their response was the complete opposite of what he expected. Who are you?
Me? I'm your son. The only son of this family. Have you forgotten?
Our son is no longer here.
What are you talking about? I'm your son, aren't I?
Our son passed away 3 months ago. If you are a real son, you wouldn't have done such an ungrateful thing. Please leave.
Mom, Dad.
It seems his parents turned him away, effectively disowning him. A deserved outcome, I think. And now, having tried to betray me with the lowest method by using his life, he has indeed faced a real-life crisis as a homeless person. But this is his own doing. I hope he learns just how low his actions were, through his own experiences.